Hey guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber for Kyuujin Cosplay, and today we are back at guys with To Your Eternity, episode 15.
Yes. So, last episode, we fought again in the tournament and something weird happened. So, Fushi is trying to understand how his powers work, right?
Yep.
He's, now he can transform into a mole. That's cool. He killed it, of course, but I mean, the connection was there and he transformed into it.
Yeah.
His whole understanding of, you know, how his powers work and how death affects him and stuff, like he gets it and he doesn't want it to happen. So he doesn't want people to die around him, you know, he's learning. But then when he was fighting in the tournament, he could not keep up and he transformed suddenly into Parona.
Yeah. But she's not dead.
The thing is, as far as we know, she's not dead.
She better not be dead,
but that's the thing. Like, I had time to think about this, and so as far as we know, he cannot transform into anything. Like, he tried it. He cannot transform into anything if he doesn't have a connection with it, and if the thing is not dead. So, what does that say about Parona? I don't know, but it's scary. We'll see. In any case, now he can transform into her, and the way he connected to her somehow seemed to be through March's memories.
Yep.
So that's interesting because that never happened before, but he could connect with people that his other forms have connected with before. That gives him a huge array of things he can transform into.
True. I'm also thinking maybe he can transform if he has an intention, a goal behind it.
Well, that's if Parona's still alive.
Yeah.
You're thinking he could transform without the connection, sort of, without the death,
Maybe.
if he truly needs it. But then he's been able to create stuff without a connection. And he said before, you know, if he wanted to, he could create a dead Gugu, right? He could create a dead body of Gugu because he can make that. Like, he touched Gugu, you know, he had a connection with him. He could create a dead Gugu, but he could not transform into him until he was dead.
Yep.
So, we'll see. I'm not a fan of your theory because I still think that the person he connects with needs to die for him to transform. But then that would mean Parona is dead, and I don't want that
I don't want to believe it.
In any case, we'll see what happens. We know that it's probably gonna hype up to a face-off with the girl from before. The crazy one with the scars and stuff. Like, she's there. And, I mean, I'm both excited and dreading this. I'm excited about and also dreading this confrontation, but we'll see. But she's there, so I know it's gonna happen. Anyway, so let's jump in this episode. It's been a little while. We'll just see where they go from here.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe if you want to know when these episodes come out, and check out our Patreon for the full reactions.
All right.
Let's go. I do have a feeling she's gonna die. And I do have a feeling that we're gonna be able to transform into her because I think that from her we will learn community, you know?
But
Every time there's a character in the show that's introduced that has something to teach us, I have a feeling they're gonna die and Fushi gets to learn from them. Like, March taught him some stuff, the bear taught him some stuff, every character taught him some stuff.
what did the mole taught him though?
Well, the mole is more of a tool than anything, you know. But every meaningful character that we met has you know, we keep a part of them in Fushi every time. You know, Gugu was the courage and you know the brotherhood sort of. But I think Tonari, if she dies and we transform into her, the thing we can keep from her is the sense of community. Yeah, which is interesting because even if she teaches us community, she's still a character that, you know, she says that, but then she also alienates herself from Fushi a lot because of what she's been through and how her emotions come off. Because even I have a hard time trusting her as a character because she's like really sad and she seems genuine 1 second and then she turns around and she's peppy and
she has so many masks.
Yeah.
Like a happy one, a mischievous one, and anything. So yeah, it's difficult to trust her.
And it's because it's hard to read her. But then I totally understand where that comes from, considering she grew up on the island, which, by the way, still has a shitty rule if you think about it. Like, that kid who was there to support his mom, and now he doesn't want to leave because of his brother. But like, none of you are criminals, so it's bullshit.
No, well, yeah.
It's bullshit that they have to stick around, you know, and it's because the island needs to survive, you know, and they need people to for the island to survive. So no one gets to leave, and if they do leave, they destroy that sense of community. So the community, even if they also want to leave, they will lash out at you if you're the odd man out that wants to leave on his own. You know? It's weird because they want to rebel against their situation and change it, but they are also the ones keeping it as is because of their sense of community.
You're feeling safe in what you know. Yeah, like your own comfort zone. So you don't want to leave that bubble, right?
Like as far as we know, the ones that are not criminals, you know, the ones that don't have the circle in the triangle scar,
Yeah.
they're not meant to be here, but they stick around for family members and stuff that are criminals, and those that lost those family members could technically leave, but they don't because of the community. You know, it's a vicious circle.
Unfortunately, even though that it's a shitty reality, that's
theirs.
That's home. That's theirs.
Yeah, it's still a vicious circle, and but that's why I'm like, this is the lesson we get from these characters, you know. And I think it's important for Fushi to learn it because after Gugu, he was very set on being alone, isolating himself, and doing things, you know, by himself, because otherwise if he asked for help and stuff, people would die. And then that brings me to his understanding of death. It's changing every episode. He's learning, like for Fushi, he's very first degree when it comes to understanding.
Like Drax, like you said.
Like Drax, exactly. Like when he talks about death, like what he understands as death is pain, you know, hurt, you know, emotional pain, physical pain and stuff. Like he doesn't want to hurt, and he doesn't want to hurt others. So death to him means bad. You know, there's no reason in his opinion that justifies death. But then he's not human. So his understanding is very different from that of people who fight for their lives or fight for other people's lives. If Parona died, like, I don't know how she died, but if she died protecting someone, her death was meaningful to her. Whereas for Fushi, he's just like, I lost another friend. This is bad. For Gugu, when he died saving the woman he loves, Rin, when he saved Rin, his death was meaningful to him. Like he would not have, you know, he would not have wanted to survive if it meant that she was gonna die. So Fushi lost a friend, and he's like, pain. Death equals pain. Pain equals, you know, me being sad, stuff like that. Misery. I don't want this. But for Gugu, it was a meaningful death. It's the same thing with these people here who are fighting for something they truly believe in, and not allowing them to die as warriors is kind of an insult to their strength and their you know, courage.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Whereas for Fushi, he's just very, you know, first degree understanding of what death is. Death equals pain, so there's no meaningful reason to die. But he's slowly, I think, learning that there are good reasons to fight. There are good reasons to put yourself in the line of fire. Like he does it himself already. It's just that he doesn't die, but he does suffer. You know, I'm not saying go around and kill people, but because I mean, life is still important, and it's fine that he doesn't want to kill. But maybe if he manages to understand the reasons why his friends and loved ones ended up dying, he can have a better understanding and then move on from it. Because otherwise, he's gonna be buried deep under the guilt of they died because of me. And if he starts understanding they died because they wanted to protect me, it's a bit different. The guilt is still there, but maybe it's going to be easier to let go of if he puts a meaningful, he puts a reason on their sacrifice.
I think that maybe one part of the problem is the fact that, like you said, Fushi died so many times.
He didn't die. He
died. He died, but he came back.
He could have died.
He died, but came back to life so many times.
Yeah.
I think that he knows that he can survive this somehow. He can find a way to survive.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with Fushi. But it all comes down to what he feels like. When I say it means pain, when he loses someone, he feels hurt. You know, he loses them, so he hurts inside, and he knows that it's bad. You know, it's kind of a selfish. I don't want, like, I know what death does to me, and I don't want it to happen again. So I'm gonna try and protect everyone. I get that. That's fine. But he's also transferring that to, I'm not gonna kill anyone because death hurts me, so why shouldn't it hurt you, you know? But I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm saying that his understanding lacks layers when it comes to other people's reasons for dying or sacrificing themselves. The creator is really bad at explaining it, but he's got one point. For some of them, like Gugu, like I said, he wasn't looking forward to dying, I'm pretty sure. He didn't intentionally die, but he understood that his sacrifice in that moment saved his soulmate. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty sure if he was told, you know, would you do it again, he would do it again. You know, and that's the thing that Fushi doesn't understand yet, but he's getting there. It's understanding that there are layers to sacrifice and what pushes people to do the things they do, and maybe that's gonna be his key to, you know, getting rid of the guilt, because right now he's not good with it. He's not good with it at all, and because of that he's pushing people away.
True, but at least he's slowly learning the difference between meaningless death, meaningful and honorable death.
But that's the thing. If he's so afraid of death for others and he pushes them away, he's gonna lose. He's gonna lose the whole thing. Eventually, if he allows himself to, you know, understand that these people want to hang out with me, they want to be my friends, it's fine to have connections. And yes, it's true, eventually they will die, but a meaningful death doesn't necessarily mean a bad death, you know? For them, it could mean, you know, saving a friend, saving a loved one, or just growing old and then dying peacefully in your sleep. You know, death is... And I mean, I know the show, and I forgot the details, and we talked about this before, but the creator of the show wrote this about her grandmother, I think, when she passed away. I think. The whole show is about life and death. How, you know, I'm not saying that there's a reason behind every death. Some deaths are so unfair and unjust.
Like
it's
the fact
terrible.
that we didn't see Parona's death, for example.
Yeah, I know, but the understanding that death comes with life, death is a part of life, and it's inevitable.
That is a certainty.
Yeah, and for some people, you know, what does it mean to have a meaningful or a meaningless death, you know? For some people, it's you know, managing to do everything you want and then dying peacefully in your sleep. For others, saving someone and giving up your life for that person is enough. It's a meaningful death. You know, for Fushi, he needs to understand that it's okay to allow himself to make connections, and if they die trying to save him, it doesn't mean it was meaningless. It means you made connections, you had a friend, and that person was willing to sacrifice him or herself to save a friend. It means something. There's a weight behind it. It doesn't make it meaningless. Or pointless.
Speaking about connection, I want to go back to...
Speak a bit louder. You don't speak loud at all.
What?
Whenever I edit these videos...
Sorry, okay. I want to talk about Pyoran and Fushi's relationship. Because I want to have your input about something. When someone that you cares about is a criminal.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's easy to maybe... go over what they did because you care about them.
It depends on what they did. It depends on what they did.
Yeah.
Some people, I've seen people in court forgive killers that you know, killed their loved ones and stuff. I always thought that they were incredibly strong to do that. You know, I don't think I would be able to forgive someone who killed a loved one of mine, you know? But some people do find that courage, and vice versa. I've seen also family members of criminals who, you know, completely cut the bridges with family members who did these things because you can't forgive them, you know. So it comes down to what you're okay with, what you're willing to forgive or understand, and sometimes you can't forgive, but you still don't want to cut those bridges, and sometimes you just can't. I don't think there's a good answer to how Fushi is going to keep going when it comes to Pyoran. She did stuff. Fushi doesn't really know all that she did, and I think he didn't believe in it at first, but now she confirmed it. So whether or not he keeps going, I think she understands. Like, you still want to be friends with her, you still want to save her, fine. You would leave her behind, you would not forgive her for what she did, fine. Like, I think she gets it. I did some stuff, I deserve to be here. So if I'm to stay here, it's my fault. It's not yours. So there you go. It's true that considering his whole, debate with death right now, I would expect him to be mad, and to leave her there because she killed people.
Yeah, but like you said, he's believing in the Parona that he knows.
Yeah.
And he knew her after she committed her crime.
That though, if I put that in a real situation, for example, I've heard of people saying, oh, my friend raped this girl and stuff, but when that person is with me, they're not like that. Like, they're my friend and stuff, and they they victimize the abuser and they lash out on the victim. Like, I've heard of situations like this, and in my opinion, it's wrong. Like, if you know someone who did something bad, they don't deserve you to, they don't deserve to be defended. They need to face the consequences of what they did. But with Bjorn, it's a bit different because she's literally facing the consequences of what she did, and she knows it, and she's fine with it. Like, if she was trying to manipulate Fushi into saving her, if she was, denying it when it's true that she killed people, that would be different. But she's facing the consequences.
She is. We also don't know the context of what happened.
We don't know the context. Yeah.
There could be a reason behind the people that she killed, because those are different times in that universe, if I'm honest with you guys.
I mean, we don't know, it could be a thing that she was at war, or she was trying to defend her family or her people.
Maybe.
We don't know.
We don't know the context.
But still, the fact that she's taking it I deserve to be here, so it's fine. Save yourself. Respect her a little more, according to that. That's the thing. As you can forgive someone who did something, definitely. You cannot forgive someone. It's totally up to you. Like I said, I've seen both situations in court videos, but as long as the person who did those things doesn't get away with it without the understanding and the punishment, because they do deserve to be punished. They did something bad. So that's why if I'm fine with you, you understand that that person did something bad, but you still choose to forgive them, it's up to you. But if you excuse what that person did by saying, well, they're not like that when they're with me and stuff, that's when I'm you know what? No.
Yeah.
So it's different.
All right.
In any case, now we have every form back.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
I was a bit afraid. I mean, not afraid, but I was almost expecting, the lack of forms to go on for a while. I kind of thought we were going to have to finish this arc without March, without...
But that was a good idea to try to use the mold shape to go inside.
Yeah, but you're too small and too vulnerable, and that thing can move
defend
around.
yourself, yeah.
But again, community came up with a good idea, and they banded together and they won.
Yeah.
That was good. So I'm happy.
And now we can create explosive arrows.
Yes, and we're gonna go face to face with that crazy woman from before. It's the finale of the tournament, so yeah, it's gonna happen now. I was really afraid we were gonna lose someone else, but
do you think that she's the one that maybe killed Parona?
Maybe. She's the only one that, could still, if we learned what happened to Bologna, she's the only one that could potentially have done something. And she's the only one, the only link we have to this time of our life, so she could be the one that tells us if she knows. But we'll see. In any case,
I'm still sad that Parona is dead.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next one right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out. The link is in the description below.
And if you don't, the next one will be out on YouTube next week, guys. So stay tuned, and we're gonna see you then.
Bye!
Bye, guys.